Hello, hello. We are live. Elisa Meredith here with my friend Tara Jacobsen. We're now friends in real life instead of just on the computer, just like with everyone watching. Thank you for being here. If you would, just drop a note in the comments to let us know where you're calling in from, what you're hoping to learn today, because we want to make sure you get everything you want out of this. And thank you, too, for watching the replay. Do drop your comments. I will come back and look and try to get answers for you because I know where to find Tara. Tara, welcome.
Hello. I'm so excited to be on your show.
I'm so happy and grateful that you wanted to join me today. We have a lot to talk about because, well, if you've been watching the Tailwind show, you know that I tend to ask too many questions and have too much information. And when you said, what can we talk about? I was like, can we just do it all, please?
Of course.
I want to hear it all. We want to hear it all. So as we're going through, again, drop your questions, comments, thoughts. We're also going to want your examples too, right? So as we're talking about how to do certain things, let us know what your business is, who you're trying to reach, and we can kind of tailor what we're talking about to you, because that's why we're here. Aside from it's just fun to hang out.
For sure.
Yeah. So something that I mentioned in the email invite and in the kind of teaser for the show is that people are watching more than 1 billion hours of video on YouTube every single day. Does that surprise you?
No.
No, it doesn't surprise you.
I mean, think about it. Like, if anybody has kids, my son, if we ground him, he's allowed to watch all the TV he wants, but he can't watch YouTube. And it's the end of the world because he doesn't want to watch scripted television. He doesn't want to have to watch anything with commercials. He doesn't want to have to do any of that stuff. He just wants to watch television, which to him it is exactly what he wants.
And when he wants it.
And when he wants
probably
it.
Can't even imagine back when we were kids. I mean, three channels.
I'm 54. We had MASH every day at 3:00.
Yes. I remember watching that at my friend's house in the afternoons because we weren't allowed to watch TV during the day at my house.
Oh.
Good times. Okay, so that amazed me. The other one that really got me was that the number of channels earning over $10,000 a year on YouTube grew by 50% year over year. These were numbers I got from Hootsuite. That's a lot of people making a considerable amount of money on YouTube.
Well, I feel like I was a blogger first and then a YouTuber. And I'm still a blogger and I'm having a year of YouTube, right? It's cumulative. It's, you know, and we'll talk about how my channel's grown and things I've done and stuff like that. But I was just going through with one of my friends, like the first month I made $149 and the next month I made $160 and the next month I made, you know, and because you have more videos as you go and because they base it on the watch time, it keeps going up as you put in more videos, as long as you can get people to watch your videos.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know Tara, she is a rebel entrepreneur. I mean, you could probably tell that just from the first few words, right? She's a marketing speaker and author, and she's the owner of Marketing Artfully and Artsy Fartsy Life.
Artsy Fartsy Life.
Artsy Fartsy Life. I need to know what that means.
Well, when I was young, my mom used to like talk about, well, we're artsy fartsy girls, right? Like we would make the little oh shoot, what are those things with the fuzzy knobbies that you put the cups on when you're a little kid? Pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
And so my dad was doing his master's degree. And so every like twice a week, my mom and I would make something artsy. And I can remember that. My mom passed away when I was 30. So like almost 25 years ago now. And I hadn't been artistic for years, right? Like, so in my 30s, I was a business. In my 20s, I was just in my 20s. In my 30s, I was in business. In my 40s, I was kind of, you know, still working and figuring things out. We adopted 3 kids. So that was kind of a challenge. And then in my 50s, I'm like, well, heck, if I can choose to do anything as my job, then I'm going to choose to do artsy stuff all day.
I love it. And
And
you
that's
made it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, we have some friends joining us today. We have Holly from Nova Scotia. Welcome,
Nova Scotia.
Holly. And Maureen is chiming in about YouTube. Yes, her non-tech neighbor goes to YouTube for all her how-to. I get it. When I want to know how to do something and I need to see it, that's where I go to.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're not alone. So what we want to unpack today is, how do we start a channel? And this, this is very self-serving. I'll be the first to admit it.
You were so funny. I gave you a list of like 5 things. You're like, well, I want to start a YouTube channel, so I want that.
Yes, that's right. So I've had this YouTube channel for years, but I've never really done anything with it until last month. So yeah, we're going to figure out how to grow an account, and equally as important, more important, how to monetize an account, right? So
Well,
you got...
So that's kind of perfect, because that's sort of what I did too. I had a channel that I have had for years. It was Tara Jacobsen, just like I just put stuff on there. It wasn't my marketing channel. One of my besties and I had put some of our videos on there. And so when I started this year, so I'm doing a year of a video every day, business days. I had 304 subscribers and 1,000 watch hours.
Okay.
So
when you started in January.
Yeah.
Right?
So, and that's cumulative. That's all time. So your little channel that you haven't done anything with still has accumulated probably some subscribers, probably some watch hours that give you a little jump. So even if you're not going to do anything with YouTube, say till next year, maybe you want to do it in a couple of years, start a channel and let it start accumulating those things.
Ooh, I love that idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. If you're watching and you want to know how to grow your channel and you want some specific examples, drop into the chat what your business is, who you're trying to reach, and we will try to work those in. Okay.
So the number one key, I think, to starting a channel that's going to be successful, and I have made, so there's 52 weeks in a year, so like 40 times 5. I've made 200 videos this year, so published 200 videos so far this year.
Goodness. Okay.
So the number one thing you have to do is to pick something you like. And you want to pick, it's almost like being a lifestyle blogger, right? Pick a really broad thing to start. And I know every single person in the universe will tell you to pick a niche, niche. Well, I started with all kinds of stuff. Like I did Mod Podge, I did magazine collage, I did mixed media, I did this, I did that. And then come to find out about a month in, maybe 2 months in, which if you're doing a video a week, it's going to be a year in. So plan on doing more than one video a week. I found out that YouTube was giving me the most traffic and the most views for my magazine collage. Okay. So let's take your example. You're interviewing a YouTube expert. You said you interviewed Neil Patel, who's kind of an SEO keyword expert.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, you interview all these people, and then you find out, oh my gosh, it's when you interview people who talk about Canva, right? Or graphic design, or they're doing pin design. You know how sometimes you'll do where you'll get somebody on and you'll do pin reviews or something like that. So you'll find out that you get the most views for that, right?
Yes. Okay.
And now we're going to go and you're going to do at least 5 to 10 more videos based on that before you do anything else. Because you're going to establish a firm foothold and make sure that YouTube knows that you recognize it. Now, how do you figure that out, right?
Yeah.
So here, I'll tell you. So there's a thing called your click-through rate. And when you go to your analytics, you'll be able to see it right on top. And they want your click-through rate to be about 5. 5%.
Oh, okay. And wait a minute.
And
So what is that clicking through from? Is it clicking
so
through?
wherever they saw you, if they saw you on Google, if they regular Google, if they saw you on the homepage, if they saw you on the sidebar, if they saw you in their subscriptions, just overall 5% of the time,
okay,
you've been seen, they're happy. Like they're really happy. That's the high end, right?
okay.
So that's really good. The other thing that you can do is you can go to analytics and then your top videos in this period. And usually it's 28 days, right? And you do kind of want the last 28 days. Sometimes I'll do the whole year if I want lots of data, but you do kind of want to know recently which videos are doing well or not. And you want to look at different things. You want to look at the title. So I figured out, my friend and I, who's my marketing bestie, figured out that the title, if it said magazine collage in the title and the thumbnail, it would show up in those top videos. If it was orange, like when I looked at the thumbnails, if they were orange, more of the orange ones showed up, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. On the magazine collage ones, if there was, so I always do kind of like, if your thumbnail's this way, I always do the picture kind of tipped. And if I had it kind of zoomed out, it did okay. But if I zoomed it in and made the face really big so they could see the collage face, those would do better. So that's what you want to look at is take a look at that. And like all the time, maybe once a week, I would say. And what's going to bum you out is I would say minimum do 2 videos a week, because if you're doing 2 videos a week and in a month you have 8 videos, right? That's okay. That's really good. And it could be 2 different kinds. Like think about podcasters. Podcasters will do a big, long podcast interview and then maybe a nugget on the second one, right? And so for that, you're going to be testing your thumbnails. Maybe you do a totally different thumbnail for it. You'll do all that. And that way you can start to get a feeling for what people want to see from you.
Okay. We're going way out of order, but I can't help it.
Okay.
What do you think works to get that click-through rate up? Like you mentioned real specifics, but like what are the elements to look at?
So there's kind of 3 things. And if we think about Pinterest, it's sort of the same 3 things. Okay, so we're kind of cheating, right? Because we already sort of know about that.
Perfect.
The picture, which is what they call the thumbnail. Now they'll say you have to have a person in the thumbnail. Okay. Yeah. I don't have a picture of me in my thumbnails. I have a picture of my artwork, or if I'm talking about Mod Podge, I'll have a picture of Mod Podge or whatever. So whatever you feel comfortable with doing will work. I do think that people like pictures of faces. Now, if you want to watch something, like to figure out thumbnails, look up Mr. Beast thumbnail. Okay. And Mr. Beast is this kid, this older young adult thing, who gets like hundreds of millions of views, right? But he's really excited about thumbnails. So he'll tell you, and he's done tons of research about it. He'll tell you, like, you need an element of suspense. You need an element of, like, they'll say you need one thing that's recognizable and one thing that's kind of not recognizable. So if I said, and I just did this the other day, I said, can you use mica? And then there's 4 things with check marks and stuff on them that they really can't see it, right? So you want a little mystery, not every time, but a little bit of mystery. So that's the first thing is your thumbnail. And you can put words on there, but it's sort of, this is what I'm saying, it's sort of like Pinterest. You want those words to convey something interesting. Like, for me, it's magazine collage. They want to see that it's magazine collage, maybe because I do other things and they want to be able to see right away whether it's other things or magazine collage. I don't know. But you could say, this one didn't work, ha, ha, ha. And that would be okay too, because then the next thing you have is the description. And they can see the first 72 characters of your description, usually. is what it is. It's either 72 or 42. Don't quote me on it. But they tell you right in there. And you want that to be like, what are they going to see? So for you, if you're trying to capitalize on my name, I wouldn't do Tara. I would do Tara Jacobsen. You wouldn't do Artsy Fartsy Life. You'd do Marketing Artfully, because the people that match me, that look for my name, are looking for Marketing Artfully, not for Artsy Fartsy. Right. So you really want to think about, and that's not manipulative, right? My artsy people don't want to see a video about how to do YouTube. My marketing people do, right? So you're serving not just yourself, but at all times you need to be serving that viewer. Like, tell them who's going to be helped by this. How are they going to be helped? And with Pinterest, you can do all different things, but with this, you have to really tell them what is helpful about it, right? Okay. And then there's one more.
Yeah, we have thumbnail.
The description. So this is where it's opposite. YouTube counts the description, and they also here's a good trick. Here's a very good trick.
Give us a trick.
They listen to your video, right? Because they can transcribe it. So at the beginning of every video, say what the title is about. You don't have to say,
that's so good,
Meredith or Alyssa or Meredith or Tara interviewing Chris Brogan, right? You don't have to say that, but you say, this is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited today. We're going to be doing mixed media collage. We're going to be using Mod Podge, glue, and paper.
I want to go back. And start over and say, today we'll be talking about how to start and monetize a YouTube channel.
Right?
Yes.
And that's what YouTube is looking for. And because they can transcribe it, we know that. They're saying that you're going to start that video with the most important words. No, they still do all the rest of it.
So much sense.
Yeah. I know, it's in the description and things like that.
Okay. So the elements to get more click-through are going to be the thumbnail, the description, and what was that third thing? The title. Okay. So can we analyze mine just as an example? And even if someone watching has an example of their own, please throw it in there.
Happy to.
Without that, okay. So what I have for this one, because I knew that the word beginners was hot on YouTube for some reason, I think it was an exploding topics email that I got. If you haven't subscribed to that, I highly recommend that you do. It's amazing. I think that's another Neil Patel thing. I think I might be a little bit of a fangirl. But my title for this particular video was Beginner's Guide, Start and Monetize a YouTube Channel.
So
tear that up.
I would flip it. Start means begin. So I might even put how to, because then you're getting how to in your keywords. How to start and monetize a YouTube channel, a beginner's guide.
Okay.
And then you can say, I don't know why they always do this. I think it's for featuring, but you could say FT, Tara Jacobsen, Marketing Artfully. And that's not going to show up, right? But because people who search for me, and especially if you put our pictures there, they're going to go,
yes, your picture is
there's
there.
Sarah. Then they're going to know that it's me, and then they're going to do that because on my Marketing Artfully, and you want to look at your, so we need to talk about how your videos get found next. Okay.
Yes. But you know what? Okay. Question though about my title, because now I'm like, oh rats, I was wondering if I should do how to or beginner. Now I know I should do both.
And you can change it. They don't mind.
Okay. They don't mind. Okay.
They don't mind. You can change your thumbnail. And they don't mind.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what? I just changed the title just right now because I didn't want to forget. Okay. Okay, great.
There you go. And
yes.
Let me tell you before we talk about search that there's a program called vidiq.com.
Okay.
So vidiq.com.
Okay.
That is free, and it can help you with your keywords and your
Okay.
tags. Okay.
That sounds
So
wonderful. Okay.
you need to sign up for that.
vidiq.com. Okay, we all need to sign up for that. Yes.
vidiq.com, free. Nobody gets nothing. Okay. So when you start, nobody knows you. So you have to be found through search.
Yes.
Right. So you need to be, and it's just like Pinterest. You know how if you type into the top of Pinterest and you say wedding, it's going to say dress.
Yes.
And then it's
give you all
going to
those suggestive
say
searches. Yeah.
venue. And then, so it kind of tells you top to bottom what is the most popular. Right.
Yeah.
Now, just like Pinterest, if you want to rank for wedding dresses, ain't gonna happen, sister.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah. Forget
Because
that one.
they watch 5 million, right? So what
Yeah.
you want to do is you want to really look and see. So for me, I did Mod Podge. And then I did they wanted Mod Podge crafts. And then I was like, okay, what else kind of Mod Podge is there? And then I did videos about glossy Mod Podge. I did a video about dimensional Mod Podge. I
Were
did a
those
video
suggestions
about
you got from the drop down, or did you just know you should do it?
Well, it kind of gave me some clues, and then there's all kinds of Mod Podge, right? So for you could do marketing, and then it might say it's really hard to do marketing. Marketing's a weird one. You could do public speaking, and then it would say tips, ideas, tutorials, how to, whatever. And then you would be able to build like a little cluster of videos you could make that would encompass each of those things.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Right. And so what you would do is you would go out and find 4 public speaking experts. And then you would say, the first one you would say, oh my gosh, well, you don't say, oh my gosh, I say, oh my gosh, the most amazing public speaking tips from Melody Griffith of I Speak Publicly. And the next one would be public speaking inspiration from the guy who makes $1 million because he got hit in the head by a bomb. Right?
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Right? So then you're going to interview those groups of people, or I'm going to make videos about those types of things. But then in each one of those, we're going to do that. And then you're going to make a playlist of that because you're going to specifically tell YouTube that these are public speaking tips and ideas.
Oh, that's so smart. It's like a content cluster for your blog, but on YouTube.
Exactly the same thing. And they have a playlist as your categories.
Wow. Okay. So you said something earlier, I think it was before we came online, that was shocking and sacrilegious. And I'm going to repeat it. You said, go broad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You said go broad. And I can hear the screaming right now.
I know.
Everyone says you have to niche. And that's what I've been thinking. Like, here I am doing this podcast with all these different marketing topics. Should I just stick with Pinterest so that YouTube notices me? Or is it okay to do all these other things that are interesting?
So I will explain it to you in terms of Google and my artsy fartsy blog.
Okay.
I talk about collage sheets, which I'm working on, and it's doing okay. It's coming up, right? But I would say I get 6,000 hits, 4,000 hits a month about my collage sheets.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have so many. I have like 5 posts. So
on collage sheets?
On like collage sheets.
Okay.
So it's not like I have 1 million, but I have 5. I have essential oils. I probably have 12 posts. And they do like to know about essential oils for bed sores, but not much else.
Who does? YouTube?
Google.
The Google. Okay.
The Google, right?
Okay. Interesting.
And the Google is the YouTube. So I'm just giving you an example of, and then we'll go to YouTube. But I need to explain broad versus like start a niche.
Okay.
So if I was ever going to start a niche, it would not be how to clean the smell of poo and pee out of stuff.
Yeah, the good choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But my mother-in-law has dementia, so I spend, and I have a boy and I have dogs. So I wrote a post about how to get the smell of poop and pee out of your bathroom. I get 13,000 hits a month on my blog for that.
Wow.
That one post. And then I have one about how to get it out of my out of your laundry. And then I have a different one. But had I never and I just wrote that post because I was grumpy, which is how I blog angry. I'm like, I'm grumpy about having to clean up poop and pee.
So of course you are, but you're not alone, obviously.
But I'm not alone. And so had I said on my blog, I am going to only focus on collage art, mixed media, collage sheets, I would have maybe 10,000 hits a month. But because I have the caregiver and the dementia stuff also, I get some for that and I get some for everything else. Now, the caregiver and dementia, mostly the traffic comes from Pinterest. The poop and pee comes from Google. And I'm not sure. I think a lot of the collage sheets come because they have a free commercial license. So one of the junk journal ladies will find them and they'll tell all their friends. So that's really a social media kind of sensation. Not a huge one, but a widow sensation, right? Yeah. So now let's talk about YouTube. And let's talk about you because that everybody likes that. Say you just do Pinterest, right? Yeah. You're not going to get anybody who's interested in Facebook or who's interested in YouTube or who's interested in public speaking or SEO keywords or anything else. You're just going to get that. So say you do 10 different things. So we're talking about YouTube. Somebody talks about keywords. Somebody talks about Pinterest. Somebody talks about Canva, which is graphic design. Somebody talks about, and then you sit back and you watch and you see which ones you get the most views for.
Yeah.
And then,
but how do you deal with it? It seems like if you're going to commit to a YouTube channel, and it is a commitment, right? You're saying at least 2 videos a week really to see growth and to learn from it.
Yes.
What if you decide, like what if you, Tara, decided, I really don't want to write about poop and pee anymore? I mean, is that okay?
Well, no, but the beauty of it is especially for, I forgot to tell you this. This is my first thing.
Okay, your first thing.
What are you good at? Like, what could you make 200? Because this is where it changes from blogging to YouTube, right?
Okay.
So blogging, I can write a post. It can go live out in the world. It's doing its own thing. It's an adult child over there just churning out views and making me ad money, right?
Yeah.
But for YouTube, I have to wake up in the morning and go, I need to make a video. I need to make it freaking interesting. I have to do the keyword research. I have to maybe interview somebody. I have to make a thumbnail. Like there's a lot more going on with making and you have to be entertaining somehow, right?
Yeah.
So I say you should, maybe you talk to all women, or maybe you talk to only fancy people, like you never talk to normal people, or you only talk to normal people, or like so I'll tell you, my marketing girlfriend and I are getting ready to start a YouTube channel for her because she's doing a podcast with it where we just judge people's Etsy stores, we judge their Etsy keywords, we judge their YouTube channels, and we're super nice. Like we're not mean judgy, we're super nice judgy.
No,
people always want us to do it. Yeah, so like you would say, hey, can you take a look at my YouTube channel and see what you think? And she and I are going to go through it, and she has a really strong e-commerce background. I have a really strong business to business and graphics background. So we're going to do that. We could judge 200 people. Like, we enjoy doing that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because,
Easily scalable. Yeah.
right. Because, and the reason we enjoy doing it is the same reason we enjoy doing one-on-one talks with people. Because what happens is when I talk to somebody about marketing, I get an idea for my site or my channel or my stuff. And then I go, oh, shoot, darn it. I need to do that follow-up email. Like we may sign up for their emails and see what happens. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that helps other people and is fun for us. And oh yeah, judge other people.
Yeah, Jeff has a suggestion, because anytime we would do that on the other show, it would be very, very popular. And what was great about it too is that those in the audience would chime in and say, "Oh, I think you should do this," or "Oh, this looks great."
And it always
really
helps
fun.
people. Like when you're doing it genuinely and with a good heart, then it is helpful. So maybe once a month you have Judgy Thursday and Jeff comes on and you and he judge pins, right? Yeah. And that could be really fun for one of your off, non-interview days.
And you know what's really great about that? And here we are giving away all of our secrets. That takes almost zero preparation.
Right.
Right? Oh, it doesn't easy.
It doesn't take me any. Well, okay. You want to talk about giving away your secrets?
Yes.
So the reason why Rebecca wants to do it is, number one, we get to spend time together, and we talk to each other for an hour and a half or about 2 hours every other week. She lives in Colorado. I live here, but we really enjoy talking about marketing together. So number one, this gives us a legitimate reason to talk about marketing. Yes. To talk again. We're going to put it on Marketing Artfully, my channel, which I've sadly neglected. So there's going to be content on there. She's going to put it on a podcast. And anytime you talk to somebody about their marketing, they're going to go, because we'll tell them everything they need to do. So if I were to tell you, okay, on your channel, I need you to, you need to fix your header. You need to go ahead and write a better intro. I need you to set up 5 different playlists, right? And then they hire her to have a consult. So there's always you always want to have a reason. So the reason I make my YouTube videos is, number one, to help people, like to show them how to do art. That is, if nobody ever gets anything else from it, I have helped them. Number two is to monetize the easy way with YouTube. Now, I have done a video a day for this year, and I have made a total of $621.32 so far. I got monetized in April. So you ain't going to make $1 million off of this. But it's
not right away.
But it keeps going up, and I've only really been monetized May, June, July. I haven't gotten paid for August yet, because they do net 60. So that's probably only 3 months. So it's between $150 and $200 a month right now, but it's going to keep going up. You can't, once you get it started, you really can't stop it unless you take the videos away.
Okay. All right. So that's one way to monetize. And we can, if people are interested, chime in, let us know if you want to know how that works. But there are other ways to monetize your YouTube channel, right?
Oh, I make much more money on affiliates.
Oh, okay. Explain, please.
Okay. So Ranger Ink, which sells little,
yes,
I love Ranger Ink.
Their little alcohol.
Shout out Ranger Ink Embossing. They have a 10% affiliate program that you can just, if you put your code in. Creative Market has the same thing. So if you're sending anybody over there to get fonts or anything like that, you just put it in, and every time they click, they give you, and if somebody buys, they give you 10%. I belong to Share a Sale, which is my favorite affiliate program. They have Joggles, which is a thing. They have all kinds of marketing programs. So printing, banners, all that. If you do something a little bit different, you could do like ClickBank. ClickBank's really easy to do. So in order of ease of things to do, ClickBank, I would say probably one, and that's all digital products. Amazon. And for any of these, you have to have a disclaimer. And I just always use the Amazon disclaimer because they're the only ones that really care. And I just say, as an Amazon associate, I earn commissions anytime you purchase through my link. I think it's the exact, I just go and I find the exact wording they have. It's a disclosure. People are so and people worry so much that when they see the disclosure, they're not going to do it. You are now blind to the discloser. People say that all the time.
I have a question, a quick question about Amazon. My understanding is that if someone clicks that link to say Ranger ink on Amazon, and then maybe they decide not to buy the Ranger ink, but then they go and they order cat food. you still get some of that commission, right?
Yeah, it's called here's a fancy word. Amazon uses what's called last click attribution, meaning the last person to send them before they buy. Okay. So if they click your link for Ranger ink and go to Amazon, and then they buy their cat food, and then they buy a $4,000 mattress, you get it. Their commission is lower. So it's like 3% on most things, but you get it for 24 hours. So the commission is lower. The commission length is shorter.
But the potential for spend is huge.
But the potential for spend is huge. Right.
Yeah, okay.
The most of my ones on Share a Sale is the commission is about 10%. Oh, wow. And usually the click is 30 to 60 days.
Yeah, okay.
So it's I kind of, and okay, so let's talk like real life. I kind of weigh the, like, am I interested? Because for Share a Sale, I have to go to, say, Joggles. I have to get the link. I have to put it into Share a Sale. I have to say it's coming from YouTube. I have to do that. And then I put it in. I'm not digging ditches. I'm just making a link. But still, it takes a second.
It messes with your workflow. Yeah.
With Amazon, you just have the Amazon bar. You click it and you get the code. And then you plop it in. Yeah. Right?
I like that idea.
Now, do you have pretty links in your blog?
I do.
Okay. So here's a tip. Okay. And I would do this anytime you're doing affiliate marketing. Okay. Say you always recommend getting things done by David Allen, right?
Okay. You mean like a book?
A book. You talk about that book in
I talk about it all the time. Yeah. Okay.
Blah 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 blah.
I won't be quiet about it. Yep.
Pretty link that was artsyfartsylife.com/getting things done, and then I would drop your affiliate link in there. Okay.
Yeah.
That way, say you start with Amazon, and I think you're allowed to do this. I hope that you're allowed to do this with Amazon. But let's say my Joggles one. Right? I'll tell you exactly how I do it. So I also recommend these little tiny snippy, there they are. I recommend these. They're called snips. They're little tiny scissors, right? So I did the whole Share a Sale thing, got the link from over here, put the YouTube in, I got it. And then I made a pretty link that says snips. So it's artsyfartsylife.com/snips. So now every single time I want to put snips in, I don't have to think about it. I can just type it out and put it in. And my little children are coming home, so the dogs are going to bark.
No problem. I've got floor work here, dogs. Yeah, it's all real life here. We have a comment from Brian. Our friend Brian, he says it's a little late to the live, needs to go back, but he's used Amazon and ClickBank and had zero success. Now, Brian is a wedding photographer in the UK. So Brian, if you want to just pop in and tell us, like, what are you trying to promote? We'll see if we can get some.
So number one, affiliate stuff is cumulative again, right? Okay. And when I first started trying to do affiliate stuff, it didn't really work. Like, I would put my affiliate links out, nobody would buy stuff and things like that. But say he's a wedding photographer and he's going to tell you, he's going to make a video showing the 5 most important shots to get on your wedding day.
Perfect.
Right?
Okay.
That's going to be his video. And one of them is with your wedding dress, and one of them is with your wedding veil, and one of them's with the ring and things like that. So what could he do as affiliate products? Okay, number one, there's a round lighty thing that pops out that you have that shines light in a little different way.
Oh, you mean like a reflector?
Yeah, reflector.
Like photography. Okay. Okay.
So I would say that would be something to make sure you bring one in case you need to bounce light around the room, right?
That's great. Yeah.
That you need to have, like, the thing that's in right now is a block of wood that you can lay your beautiful hands on to get your ring thing to do, right? So it has to be exactly aligned with what you're talking about. And you kind of think about it and you build it in. So for this, you may have said, like at the end of this, you may have a book list and say, okay, I asked Tara for her 3 favorite, or you might have a book list and or a course list. And you would say, I asked Tara for her 3 favorite resources that she learned the most from YouTube. And so one of mine would be the Mr. Beast interview where they always talk to him about how to do his things. One of them would be a course I took from a guy whose name I can't think Media. And then maybe I'll have another one. And so at the end of each of your interviews, you're going to have a little resource list, some of which are going to be affiliate links. And then that's a thing that is natural in your show that provides value to the people, but you're still providing an affiliate resource and you're making money.
Okay. Yeah, Brian likes the way that you described it as a round lighty thing.
Lighty things with legs. Well, my husband is a semi-professional amateur photographer. He loves, he's just a geek. And so he loves making all the lights work, and he loves taking pictures, and like he took tons of pictures underneath of our cat on the glass tabletop.
Oh, those
so
are cute,
I know some of the technical things like the round lighting.
Okay, so let's think about this from a different angle. So where you're going with this is that we're going to be kind of hoping photographers will buy from our affiliate links, and that could be an amateur photographer or it could be professional. So with Brian, he's trying to reach probably mostly brides, right? So
yeah, why would he want to reach brides? There's only, let's say, 100 brides in his area this year that are, unless he's international, but if he's a wedding photographer, he can only reach 100 brides. YouTube isn't going to be his lead generation except for those 100 people. He needs
but okay, let's say he's creating this YouTube content for those 100 people, but he wants to monetize beyond that. So he's also going to be hoping other people from other areas who are planning weddings are going to find that content as well. So he could do affiliate links for like the pillow for the ring or things like that, right?
So I think he should really think about what his channel's for, right?
Okay.
If I was him, I would have 5 videos about Gloucestershire weddings, right? That he can direct his people to. Here are, like, the local people. Here are the best venues for wedding photography in this area. Here are here are some photographs from the different big churches, because the girls that are doing the weddings only are going to like 3 churches, blah, 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 blah. Here is how you deal with low lighting in England when you're trying to take pictures, right? So those are going to be the ones that he can put on his website. Those are self-serving, sort of, even though they're helping his people a little bit. And then he just stops talking about weddings in that area because there's only 100 people that can buy from him. So now he can pick that he's going to teach women how to pose for wedding shots And he could be, and Creative Live, I know 100% has a an affiliate program and has videos about wedding photography that he could sell. Okay, how to pose, how to take wedding photos, how to do things like that. I know Adobe, if he's going to try to do it for other wedding photographers and give them tips and ideas because he's been doing it for 20 years, or say he's a younger guy and he's only been doing it for 5 years, but he knows how to do what's cool, and the old dear photographers don't know how to do what's cool, then all of a sudden he can, help them, and then he would be talking to those people. So he really needs to know his audience is not the 100 people that are his potential clients on YouTube, especially if he wants to be an affiliate marketer. His audience is the world. He has to pick, or he could do both. He could do tips for brides and tips for wedding photographers. What was that?
Oh, okay. Here's a great suggestion from Cook Through the Year.
Oh, yeah. Lenses are expensive.
Yeah. So discuss his top 3 favorite lenses for wedding shoots, show the pictures and footage for each lens, and have affiliate links for the lens and his camera. I love that idea. And that translates to Pinterest as well.
And so this is where you go from broad to niche. Okay. So this is a perfect example. So say, and I'm only saying this because my husband is some kind of freaky photographer guy. Say he decides to do like a little playlist of goth weddings, right? Okay. Where they're doing dark photography instead of light and bright and pretty. He's going to do a whole bunch of like where they have it, like all their interior photos in the nave with low lighting and candles and things like that. Yeah. That would be a niche that he could do to attract a certain type of photographer or a certain type of bride. Then talk about, okay, yeah, it looks like this is lit by candles, but it's not. It's lit by flashes, and it's lit by backlighty things, and the round bouncy lighty things, they're just done a different way.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he has a really cool channel where he's talking about the best way to take the ring pictures when you have tattoos, and the best way to light a black wedding gown, and the best, like, and so maybe he hates goth people and he only wants to do women who want Disney princess weddings, right? And then he could do that. But that's where, like, the broad is the wedding. He finds out what that works, and then he tries goth weddings. He tries tattoo weddings. He tries things like that, as long as he never tries something that he would hate doing. So say he hates the Disney princesses. His daughter does nothing but watch Mulan all day long, and he just can't hear Let It Snow one more time, right? And he wouldn't do that one.
Right. Okay. But these are all great vehicles for monetizing with affiliate platforms.
Yes. Okay. So this is something I wanted to talk about because I didn't understand this at all.
Okay, please.
When you start, you have to do search. Okay. So you need to do YouTube, how to monetize YouTube as a beginner. You need to try to capitalize on my name. You need to try to capitalize on your name. If you interview, say, somebody from HubSpot, you need to capitalize on HubSpot. Like, so think about those. I just watched this video about this mama pit bull, but I clicked on it originally because it said DJ rescues pit bull. DJ spends 4 months rescuing pit bull. Well, it didn't have anything to do with the fact that he was a DJ, but I was like, a DJ rescued an animal? I was like, okay, I'll watch that. That was the hook that got me. So when you start, you want to do search. But as soon as Google, or as YouTube, which is really Google, starts figuring out what you're doing, you're going to start having more home. And hold on, I want to tell you what it is. Browse and home. They're the best.
Okay.
And then suggested is good too. So what that means is, say he does how to take wedding ring pictures with tattoos, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What will happen is if enough people say wedding ring pictures, tattoos, and he gets above that 5% of click through rates on like the people that follow him or that they show it to, then what will happen is he'll start going into the goth wedding things. Because if you look at your home screen, it's full of stuff you kind of like. So it's right now mine
it's like
is
Pinterest, right?
Yeah, mine is full of Theranos because I'm obsessed with Elizabeth Holmes. It's got a lot of dog rescues. It's got a lot of like Tim Holtzy stuff, right? Who's a crafty guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look, you think, oh, that home screen. So look at yours today is just all new stuff. No, there's like 4-year-old Tim Holtz videos because he doesn't make that many. I've probably watched them all. So they're like, oh, you like wedding stuff. Maybe you like wedding stuff and you like Marilyn Manson. Let's see if you like this goth wedding tattoo thing. And it's not like there's a human being back there going, oh, I have to figure out what this, this algorithm is just because if you go up and you come down, it's different stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, so once you can get to where it kind of knows what your stuff is about, then you can, like I can do almost anything with magazine collage and it's going to do halfway decent. I found out putting the date on it helped a little bit. So if I did 20,
where do you put the date?
I put it in the thumbnail and in the title too.
Okay. So let's say Brian is doing it all right. So he has a really fantastic thumbnail. His titles are great. His descriptions are perfect. He's monetizing. He's doing like a content cluster about tattoo wedding photography. And he's done 10 of those. Is that enough? Like when does YouTube start to pick up these signals and you can start to see results?
So yes, it's enough. If they don't like it, now we have, I made my friend a dinosaur, right? So you have a dinosaur and the head is wedding, right? Okay. And then it's Brian.
It's Brian. Yep.
Okay. And then Brian is writing like his wedding rings content, right? Wedding, like maybe he does a whole series of how to do your hands in wedding rings, because I'm going to be able to do this one better. I haven't got married in a very long time. 20-year anniversary this year. So he does 5 wedding ring hands, right? Like one of them's about getting your manicure. What are the best colors for your manicure? And one is about how to have tattoos and what, okay, so you have your 5. That's your here. And then you find out that tattoos is one of the keywords, because YouTube will show you the keywords.
Wait. Oh, you mean when you type in the search at the top?
No. Once you get views, it'll start showing you the keywords that they're finding your videos on.
It will? Where?
It is, I don't think I have that one. It's under, hold on, give me just 1 second. I can show you exactly, or tell you exactly. Oops. Studio.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but what?
You were like, no, we're not going past this.
No, we cannot.
Don't worry, I won't forget.
Okay.
So you go to analytics first. I know that for sure.
Okay.
And then, my video today was my number 1. I got the sparkly things.
Oh, sparkly things.
I love that. When it's number 1 of your last 10, I'm like, oh, sparkly things. Okay, and it's going to be under reach.
Okay. Reach for each individual video.
Well, you can go down to that, but at first you just want it for your whole channel.
Okay.
So you're going to click on reach and it's going to be in the very bottom right.
Alex, reach.
And it'll say traffic source YouTube search.
Look at that. Okay, I see
And
it. I
mine
see it
says,
right there.
yeah, mine says magazine collage, collage art, art journal, Tisha Moore, and magazine collage art.
This is funny. I have Pinterest ads, Pinterest idea pins, broken ankle, idea pins, Pinterest. I know where that came from. One of my guests had a broken ankle.
Nice.
That's really funny that they picked that up.
Well, they heard it in your, remember, you probably you did not have broken ankle person has.
I did not.
So
I
they
did
were
not put
listening.
that in the title. They were listening. That's amazing. We have my friend Jenna here. She is an artist and she has her own podcast and she's a mixed media artist. So if we have any suggestions there, she is giving a +1 to vidIQ. Okay.
Yeah,
So.
it does really help. Okay, so now back to our dinosaur.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Weddings.
Weddings at the top.
Hand pictures. Wedding ring pictures.
That's like the neck.
That's like right here in his heart. He wrote those 5 from his heart. And then you have shoulders. So out of those 5, tattoos started showing up in those keywords, like wedding tattoos or tattoos for weddings.
For his
so
channel.
That's be a shoulder one.
Okay.
Right. And so now his shoulder is going to be tattoos in weddings. So he may do like all pictures, like how to photograph tattoos in weddings. So he may do like front ones on your back, cutouts, leg tattoos, right? So he'll have a video that shows each of those, see how it does. So, and then he also has like the manicure one did good, like the perfect manicure for your wedding. So then his other shoulder, he would try something with that, right? And so now he's starting from these hand ring pictures and he's not going to something new. He's going to something that's attached to it.
So maybe it is all about manicures, maybe? Like something
maybe it is all about manicures. Right.
Okay.
And then on the dinosaur, the tail is the long tail. So if he did the perfect lighting for goth tattoo ring pictures, that's the long tail, right?
That's very long.
And
yes.
That's pretty long. And like there's one bride looking for that and it'll be the perfect one. But that's the way that you do it is you don't try to like you do little clusters of things you like and then you expand it out to a shoulder, not to like, oh, now I'm going to do reception pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is a lot. I think we started down the trail of, okay, easiest ways to monetize to hardest. And I feel like we only got like a little smidge of that. So can we only have a couple minutes, but can we kind of run down the easiest thing is for monetizing your Amazon affiliates. And
well, the easiest way is YouTube. So you have to have 400 subscribers and 1,000 hours of watch time.
Total.
Yeah. Or 4,000. Yeah, 4,000 hours of watch time.
Okay.
So 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time.
Okay. And just Google how to get monetized on YouTube, probably, right?
Yeah. So that's got to be a goal, but you don't have to wait for that to start doing affiliate stuff.
Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to ask is, should I start doing that now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the easiest thing is to like build it in. Like I'll say all the time, okay, so the easiest is I go, oh, there's a 10% off or a $10 coupon down below for Ranger stuff. And that's all the embossing things.
Okay.
So then off they trot to Ranger to buy it and I get 10% of the sale. Right.
Okay.
For you, it's, what are your top 3 resources and you put them in there and then you get affiliate links for them. Right.
Great. Okay.
So that's super easy. You could have, I just made a video that went out today. That's my number one about free Halloween printables. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is a little bit harder, but this is going to get you more lifetime people. So I showed them the free printables. And then I also, or maybe that's Monday. No, I think it's today. I don't know. I showed them the free printables. It's not like, hey, get my free printables. These are great. I'm like, hey, these are the free printables. They're really cool. I'm going to go cut them up and I'm going to be back and I'm going to show you how to use them. And then I did a whole project using the free printables and it turned out really cute. And it's a two-parter. But I tell them, you can go to my website and get those free printables. So now if they go to the free printables, they have to sign up for my email list. And now I have them on my email list and I can talk to them. So I have gotten a view on YouTube. I have gotten ad revenue on my website. And now I have their email address.
Great. This is very smart. Okay.
That's very good. So for like Brian, if he has like a little guide, he could have the 5, I have beautiful pictures for the best way to take tattoos, or a guide to goth weddings, the 50 photos you need or something like that. He could direct them to his website, or if he doesn't have a website and he uses like ConvertKit, there's always a landing page or something you can use. And then they sign up for your email list, and then you know that they're interested in weddings. So do you want to wait a minute? Do you want a little bit more marketing talk?
I think a little bit more. Now we are at time, but if you're okay for another couple of minutes, we'll. Okay.
So what normally happens after people get married?
Is this a trick question? They go on a honeymoon?
They go on a honeymoon and they do the birds and the bees. And then between a year and 2 years later, generally they have babies, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he could talk to them about wedding stuff. He could talk to them about taking pictures in his emails, right? Yeah. Talk to them about weddings, talk to them about customers, and he could have about couples. He could have a 2-year autoresponder series that just sends them out a nice email once a month. In December, how to take pictures for couples as Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And then when the babies come, he could send them to Creative Live for how to take pictures of newborns.
Oh, that's very clever.
Right?
So I love it.
That's in the fancy marketing. That's called the lifetime value of a customer. So for you, you could talk about beginning stuff. And then you could have in your email series, you could have, and I'm really playing with my people. I'm like, this is the learn something. This is the fun stuff. This is me yapping at you. You could have 4 beginners, I recommend, and you're going to send out your old recordings, right? So 4 beginners this week, I recommend these 3 videos. I recommend Tara, YouTube for beginners. I recommend this. If you're a little bit more advanced, these are the recordings that I recommend. And then you're going to send those out every week.
That is very cool. Brian made a crack here. You'll find a way to get your free acrylic paints one way or another. Yes, Brian. In fact, I am in the studio today because of some work that's going on. So I'll give you just a little peek. I got my doggy sleeping there. Oh no, that's my cat in a bean bag. I got some various paintings around that don't have any wall space yet. But yeah, he hears me go on and on about my idea pins on Pinterest for the paintings. It's been a really fun experiment.
Well, that's so funny because just today I told you I saw you on Pinterest. Yes. I'm like, you were looking at a pouring acrylic.
That's right. It's fun stuff, but maybe I should be putting them on YouTube too. Oh, last question, I promise, unless somebody else has one. Okay, my channel is about marketing. I had a little detour there where I talked about job hunting, but I don't really want to go down that road.
Well, that's kind of like self-limiting. It's going to go away when you get a job and then you won't be interested.
Yeah. I was really doing it just to talk out loud about it. But yes, I should. Should I put my videos of my paintings on a same channel where I'm also talking about marketing, or is that just too confusing for YouTube and nobody will find either?
Okay, so I have I wouldn't if I was you.
Okay.
So I have Marketing Artfully that is about
Yeah.
marketing for Etsy sellers and realtors mostly, right? And then there's some other stuff, but those are the two big groups of people who come to it.
Okay.
If I was doing art to sell on Etsy, I would probably put them together,
Oh,
right?
okay.
But I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not selling it. So I have two different channels.
Okay. So I need two different channels if I'm going to do that. Okay. Good to know. We had approximately 9 million more questions, but I don't want to keep you. This has been a lot of fun. We might have to do it again if you're up for it. Really appreciate all the personalized information for me and for others. It's been really great. If you want to find out more about Tara, you can go to artsyfartsylife.com. And I feel like I'm going to need to sign up for your email list. I can't believe I haven't already. It sounds like fun. Yeah, it sounds like fun.
If you want marketing, if you want marketing, sign up for the Marketing Artfully email list.
Okay.
Or if you want artsy stuff, you can sign up for the Artsy Fartsy email list.
Oh, I might want both. I don't know.
It's very exciting.
Actually, sure it is.
So let me tell you, everybody wants to tell you how to do an email list. And I have people who have been on my email list for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you exactly how to do a good email. Be interesting every week. Like I send them I just found there's like a free 5 people course for art stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending it to my people. Like I save up all week long fun things I've seen. I put it in my email. I send them interesting things. They can count on me to be like a source for really cool stuff related to what they want.
Very nice. Love that tip. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here live and for those watching the replay. And thank you so much for your time and all your great information. You've kind of blown my mind more than once today. So with that, we're gonna say goodbye for a week, and we will see you again soon. And thanks, Tara.
Goodbye.